Here's another speaker announcement. Nothing I say is financial advice, but Dfinity very recently posted, again, speaker announcement, but they are saying how they're pleased to share that James Rubin, lead PM at Google, will be speaking at the World Computer Day in Davos, Switzerland on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. Find this to be pretty cool because we got to think about this. That's kind of close. January 20th. I mean, we're less than 5 days away from that. Now, when it comes to an event like this, though, I feel like this kind of, I think, indicates that it's a bit of a serious event, right? I don't think Dfinity is just doing it for fun. Some of my friends, though, they think it's like a little bit of a for fun type of thing, but I kind of disagree with that because, again, we see the lead PM at Google speaking at that event. We see professors, entrepreneurs. We take a look at also, again, people just in the field of AI and all this type of stuff. We have to consider speaking at an event like that, especially in Davos, Switzerland. I'm pretty sure some of these people don't live there, right? So if they're spending the time, the energy to speak at that event, I still find it to be pretty interesting at the end of the day. Because, again, why would they speak at an event in which they don't think is actually serious? This is what I like about Dfinity, is that they're actually doing things with substance, right? An event like this, though, it's going to showcase what could be had from it, I think, later on down the line. Stuff like this, it's not necessarily just the automatic sort of thing. Because if, let's say, some people do meet up at this event, maybe they talk to Dominic Williams, the founder of Dfinity, and then maybe other people in the team and all this, it could start some ideas, right? It could start some collaborations. Who knows what could happen of it, but it's kind of like that. It's just kind of a Kickstarter to something that could be later on. But who knows? We'll wait and see what happens because Dfinity, they already have Caffeine AI. They already have the Solana and ICP integration. There's already chain fusion when it comes to the internet computer. So the internet computer as a project, by many people's standards, is already kind of complete for the time being. It's already kind of okay enough, I guess, for what it is as of right now. But then an event like this could really, I think, put it, hypothetically, maybe if there's new collaborations or something like that, it could put it over the top, right? Where it's just becoming a little bit more evolutionary because, again, Dfinity, they already did, for instance, Caffeine AI. Now there's supposedly going to be Caffeine AI 2.0 in February. We'll wait and see, though, but I'm just saying, allegedly that's going to be the case. So if they're already doing that, what could an event like this do in terms of the advancements of AI when it comes to the internet computer, when it comes to what Dfinity wants to do with AI? Who knows? But if there was maybe some new partnerships or some new collaborations down the line, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me considering how a lot of people who have experience in the space of AI, they're going to be attending this event. And also some of them are going to be speaking there as well. So this is what I like about it. Now, also on top of that, though, people like to tell me that when it comes to Dfinity, they're nothing that special and all this. Well, here's the thing. Again, if we take a look at what the internet computer is doing and we compare it to, let's say, something like Solana, which I get it, Solana, very popular, very massive layer one blockchain. However, I just don't have this mindset where I think that Solana is doing more revolutionary things. It's more popular, but I don't think it's more like revolutionary in terms of its advancements as of late. This is my perspective. If I compare the internet computer to like the BNB chain, Solana, I mean, they're more popular, right? BNB chain, Solana, but I feel like the internet computer, Dfinity still seems to be wanting to do revolutionary things with it as opposed to those other projects. Even though granted they're very massive, I just kind of feel like maybe there is a sense of a little bit of a complacency type of vibe that I feel sometimes. But this is all purely hypothetical, just something I'm thinking about. What I like about Dfinity is that they're still continuing to at least try to do something. ICP, keep in mind, market cap is around 2 billion as of right now. Other projects out there, if they're in that stage already, they're in cruise control mode. They just stay patient, they wait, and they say, oh yeah, we'll wait and see what happens if there is an altcoin season. But then, what's the point? They only want to do things when things are doing good, but then when things are not doing the best, they don't want to do anything? Personally, in my perspective, it's easy to do things when times are easy, right? The difficult thing is doing it when it's not that easy. This is my perspective, so I like that mentality when it comes to Dfinity. But also on top of that as well, when it comes to a project, let's say, they don't necessarily need to be the best of all time, I think, in this current moment in time. It's like, for instance, Nokia existed, I think, at somewhat of a perfect time for its specific situation. Nokia was cool, But we all know what happened when the iPhone came along. But the thing is, for quite a while, the iPhone didn't exist, right? So Nokia, for its time, it was very cool. Right now, I feel like in this blockchain space, it's still kind of in that Nokia sort of phase where I just feel like projects as of right now don't need to be the best of all time just because we're still in 2026. Now, if it's like 2030, 2035, maybe it's a different case. But as of right now, I think for the standard of what many people think of a project, I think the Internet Computer is already a little bit kind of surpassing the fundamentals of a lot of other projects out there. And for the standard in this time right now, I feel like the Internet Computer is already a little bit more evolutionary. We take a look at aspects of decentralized AI. We take a look at, again, when it comes to Dfinity, caffeine AI. We take a look at also on top of that chain fusion. So really in the grand scheme of things, I feel like Dfinity didn't really have to do this much, but they're doing it anyway, so I'm a fan of it. Now, I get it. The price hasn't really done too much since my last video when it comes to ICP. Still around 25 times lower than $100, but really, it is what it is. I don't think I've seen an altcoin season, and as of right now, the sentiment when it comes to altcoins is just not doing the best. But personally for me, I don't want to make it so far just to randomly not care anymore, I suppose. Basically, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, this is just personally my perspective, I don't want to make it so far just to give up, I guess, when it comes to not only this, but just things in life in general. Like, if I try to do something, I want to wait and see what happens. This is sometimes my perspective. Now, it has no relation to this, but it's just kind of the vibe sometimes that I feel in my mind. So overall, as the usual, staying patient, that's pretty much about it. But I like this event and how it's kind of shaping up because we already kind of know the speakers, right? For quite a while, I was making videos and then there was more speakers and all this type of stuff. And then they recently announced the lead PM at Google, James Rubin. He's supposedly going to be speaking at that event as well. So yeah, really in the grand scheme of things, I like what Dfinity has done so far. And I think it could really put a sort of good start, right, to 2026 in terms of the fundamental side of things, because now if they have maybe more partnerships in the works, maybe we'll see hypothetically some get announced throughout this year. We'll wait and see. But good thing they did this event in the beginning of the year, not in the middle, not in the end, because in the beginning, it sets more of a nice tone for what could come later on, right? Because sometimes partnerships, collaborations, new ideas, they could take months to kind of do. So this is why I like how it's in the beginning of the year and not at the middle or at the end. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I just wanted to make a quick summary on what I thought about this event. It's just a couple days away basically as of right now, so they still care about it, at least it seems like to me. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll see y'all on the next video.